The movements of the heavenly bodies have fascinated people since time immemorial. What rules govern these movements? In the 6th century BC, there lived in Greece a philosopher named Anaximander. He taught that the earth was a disk in the center of the universe. The fires of hell burnt within it, and the vault of heaven was stretched above the earth. Above this vault were more fires, but there were holes in the vault through which we could see the flames. These holes were the stars. By the time of the astronomer Claudius Ptolemy, who lived in the Egyptian city of Alexandria in the 2nd century AD, things had progressed somewhat. He too saw the earth as the center of the universe, but the sun, moon and planets were attached to solid but transparent spheres which moved around the earth. This model allowed astronomers to make fairly exact predictions regarding eclipses of the sun and moon and future positions of the planets. It is curious that a theory could be wrong and yet lead to largely correct results. It was over 1,000 years before a Polish cathedral canon named Nicholas Copernicus ditched the notion that the earth was at the center of all things. In the 16th century, he came up with the idea that the planets moved around the sun and that the earth was one of these planets. But Copernicus was unable to prove this theory. At the start of the 17th century, more exact observations and the discovery of mathematical laws allowed the German astronomer Johannes Kepler to refine the Copernican model. Kepler established that the planetary orbits around the Sun were not circles but ellipses. He noted that a planet moved fastest when its elliptical orbit took it closest to the Sun. What he didn't know was what kept the planets moving at all. The natural philosophers, as scientists called themselves in those days, discussed various models which might explain the phenomena. One Englishman, William Gilbert, thought the movements of the celestial bodies were due to invisible and intangible magnetic forces. The French philosopher René Descartes preferred a different explanation. He thought the whole universe was full of material particles. The planets, he suggested, were caught up in this swarm of particles like leaves in a whirlpool.